Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Cyber Durden, you're quick. Get your coffee. Does everybody have their coffee? We're going to play a little game today. It's a game I just invented. And it's called Trump or Clinton. And you play it with your television set, like I'm going to do right now, where you go to any channel. I'm going to make you look at my TV here. You go to any channel that's news, say Fox, and you turn it on and you see if the first thing you see is Trump or Clinton. All right, this one's talking about some business news. Let's go to CNN. Let's play Trump or Clinton. Trump. Well, Trump is what they're talking about. It's not a positive thing, but they're talking about Trump. Let's go to Fox. Clinton, Trump, so it's sort of a tie. Let's go to, where's MSNBC? Is that even a station anymore? MSNBC, I don't know where the hell it is. Oh wait, I've got the technology. MSNBC. Good Lord, that actually is working. All right, they're on commercial. CNN. I should have done this the first time. Still talking about both of them. Well, this game sucks, doesn't it? Fox News. This is usually Trump. Yeah. All right. Trump wins again. So I was just trying to see just who's on TV more often these days, whether it's good or bad. So is it my imagination? Or was this week so far just an enormous victory for Trump? They've all had good weeks and bad weeks. So, if you recall, I'm not the one who's been saying he's had a good summer. He had a terrible summer right around the conventions. The coughing. It seems like the coughing went from something not bad to something really bad. The pay for play with Pam Beyond. But, the funny thing is that, so I don't know a lot about that situation. Apparently he donated to the campaign of the Attorney General for Florida, and later she dropped her investigation of Trump University. Now here's the thing. If you think there's nothing going on there but a normal contribution, well, then there's no problem. But suppose you think that a powerful rich person gave money and bought off the government. That's what his critics are saying happened there. Suppose you think that's true. Who's the best person to elect president to take care of that sort of thing? Trump. So he wins if he's guilty, and he wins if he's not guilty. What the fuck? Who does that? I mean, he does it so consistently, it's funny. A meltdown kill shot towards Trump after debate. What kind of meltdown? I saw Assange last night, I think, on the news, saying that he's got more stuff. And the funny thing is that when you listen to Assange, how do you say it best? I have to say I hadn't really paid much attention to WikiLeaks before this year. But it looks like Assange is really, really mad at Clinton. and Obama for basically putting him in jail in an embassy for the last several years. So he's going for the kill shot. So it wouldn't matter what Trump did at this point. If Assange has the goods, he's going to take her out. Oh, you checked out WenHub? Thank you. It is pretty amazing. Why entertainers supporting Hillary? Just because they always do. What'd you eat for breakfast? Protein bar. His lawyer died mysteriously. Whose lawyer? Assange? Promise him amnesty. Yeah, that's what I think. The trouble is that he's doing a lot of advertising yet because there's a larger component to it, a cloud-based part that is 95% of the product. So the app is standalone and it works, and I think almost every one of you would use it. I use it about 3 times a day, just naturally. Let me tell you what it is for those of you who are interested. I'm not talking about this on other social media yet. So I have a startup. The last few years we've been building something pretty impressive. We're not ready yet, a couple more weeks, to roll out the bigger part. But the smaller part that is standalone and people will use it just the way it is called WenHub, and it's an app. It's for iPhone and Android. And it's a way to track people you're meeting in their, what I call the final approach. So that's the name of the feature, approach. So you can just see the people you're meeting on a map as they approach a restaurant or a meeting. So you know who's late, who's coming, who's parking, how far out they are. That sort of thing. There are some other ways to do that, as I'm sure you know. But what we did is a better version, and there's a lot more to come. So we're going to be upgrading in a really interesting trajectory that the competitors are not. It's a WenHub, as in when are you going to show up? Yeah, so Glimpse is the primary competitor. So we have a couple of advantages on them. Some of them that aren't in the current version, but we're testing them right now. So at the moment they would be somewhat equivalent, but I think you'll like our interface better. Very soon we will be differentiating in a way that will make it hard for you to use Glimpse once you see what we have. At the moment they're similar products. Yeah, the web-based version is the www version. And by the way, that's open for business. You can go play there, but we're pre-beta. So I'm not going to make any promises about the cloud-based one for another 2 weeks or so. Are you going to give a backdoor to the FBI? I don't know what that means. Oh, you mean does the software have a backdoor to the FBI? Doesn't the FBI have a backdoor to everything? What will Trump do if Clinton rises? I guess he would lose the election. There's not much time left, are you? Are we getting an October surprise? Almost certainly, yes. WikiLeaks seems to indicate. So this is an interesting thing. So let's say you're listening to WikiLeaks leader, as I was. Hold on just a second. Let's say you're listening to Assange, as I was last night. He was on the news talking about what's to come. And so it's his normal business to say, hey, there's stuff coming, and to not overhype it, right? So he's got a lot of interest in not saying, my God, our next leak is amazing. And then it comes out and you look at it and you go, that's not that amazing. That's not really in his best interest, right? Assange would like you to think that he's the bringer of reality, the bringer of truth. That's what the whole WikiLeaks is about. The whole point of WikiLeaks is not bullshit, right? That's their whole thing. We're the not bullshit people. And we're revealing the bullshit of other people. So it would be most unusual for Assange to go against that brand and say in advance, yeah, we got some big shit coming, and then nothing happens. I mean, that doesn't seem like that would be a win for him. That would be terrible. I mean, his credibility would suffer, right? Because it's such a high profile. And you might be able to get away with it if it was some minor matter. So now that Assange is basically nodding and winking as hard as he can, I got stuff coming. Watch out, it's coming next couple of weeks. Yeah. So, yeah, I would be very suspect about his alleged crimes at a time when people wanted to take him down. Yeah, I think he's more likely to underpromise and overdeliver than to go the other way, because it just doesn't make any sense. Why would you say something 2 weeks before it comes out, overhype it, say it's going to be important, and then it's not? What good does that give you? I mean, what possible benefit would that give you? The only benefit this man can squeeze out of this situation is to make the world a better place, I suppose, but also to build up his credibility. So if he says something's coming, it's probably coming. All right? That's what I'm thinking. I think it's probably coming. Now, there's no guarantee, right? I mean, it could be that he just thinks it's important, and then when the public looks at it, they go, it probably would be important if we were smart, but we're not smart, so we don't really understand this, and it's complicated, and I don't get email servers, and I don't understand that. So it might be that Assange thinks this is like a big, big deal. And then when the American public looks at it, they go, I don't really, it's complicated. I don't know. It just sounds like everything else I've been hearing. Blah, blah, email, blah, blah, money. I don't know. It doesn't mean anything to me. Should we get rid of the Electoral College? The thing is, we've never not had an Electoral College, right? So how do you A/B test that? If you say it's obvious that we should do it or it's obvious that we shouldn't, I think you're just wrong. Because wrong in the sense that you couldn't possibly have a useful opinion on whether the Electoral College is a good or bad thing. Because we've never not had one. So it makes the states matter, yes. But should we care that the states matter? Should we? Should that be important? We haven't observed the situation where one part of the country just wants to totally screw the others and gets away with it. So maybe that's just not a thing that happens. Her eyes look down when she lies. Where can I apply to be a hypnotist? I don't know. So the problem with finding a school to learn hypnosis is that in the end, the only thing you have to evaluate a hypnosis school is what the students who have gone there say about it. Now, I would put some weight on one that's been around for a while, but here's a hypnotist. So if you go to a school about hypnosis and you're a student, at the end of it, you will have spent many hours in close contact with a highly trained professional hypnotist. What are the odds that at the end of that process you're going to say, no, that wasn't a good class? Well, only the worst hypnotist in the world would leave you with that impression, because the whole point is he's got access to you, you're sitting there, you're listening, you're susceptible, you paid your monies, which causes cognitive dissonance. It makes you want to think you got your value out of it. So there isn't the slightest chance you can get a bad review from a class about hypnosis. And if you do, you better believe that one, because by the time, if your hypnotist can't even hypnotize his own class with all that time he's going to spend with them, that would be crazy. Downloaded my book yesterday. Thank you. I hope you like it. Clinton's health is the best persuasion tactic. It's one of the best. So So the thing is that the health thing is only as powerful as there is continued confirmation bias or confirmation, depending on your point of view. So I'm watching the news about the Clinton organization ignoring guidelines and stuff. Your liberal friend was appalled at the coughing. Read Influence before the next one. Thank you. Yeah, Trump could win the popular and lose the electoral. You know, at this point, what's funny is that in terms of endorsements, this is the year it doesn't matter. I think it really mattered in the past, but you know, in the past, your respected newspaper would say, "Hey, I'm your respected, you know, big city newspaper in your area, and we endorse so and so," and people would say, "Well, they probably looked into it. You know, I'm not going to look into it, but I trust my newspaper. I read it every day, so I trust them." But I think this year it's the opposite, isn't it? If you saw that the New York Times endorsed somebody, would that mean anything to you? It would just be complete, when obviously they would endorse Clinton, but would that have any power with you this year? I don't think so, right? Is there anybody that you would, this year alone, is there anyone in the world whose endorsement would mean anything to you, right? Other years, yes. I think every other year, yes. But the people that that Trump is a danger to are the most important people. You know, the big members of the media, the rich people, the pundits on TV, the Republican, you know, establishment. So all the people who might endorse somebody like Trump, they're not likely to do it. So there's no endorsement this year that means a fucking thing. You know, every other year it mattered a lot, probably. But this year endorsements do not mean a thing. So have you all been watching the news? It's so gross I don't want to talk about it, but of Clinton when she was coughing and had her coughing spell, and then she took a drink and it looked like she actually threw up in her glass. I don't believe the images. It looks like it's doctored. So I don't think she's actually doing that. Everything's confirmation bias. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I watched the video, but it looks doctored. That doesn't look real to me. Green cough drops. Oh, you think she just coughed up a cough drop? Would she have been speaking with cough drops? You're calling Cernovich a liar. I'm just saying that the video looks either doctored or it could be a lozenge. I mean, it could be that. I don't think she was puking in her glass, is what I don't think happened. You can see the cough drops. Oh, okay. Well, if it's just cough drops, then it is what it is. Proof she's an alien. How sick is she, in my opinion? I think that for her age, she's probably in the lower 50 percentile. I think I would say that with some confidence. Kane opened a lozenge for her and then he ate it himself. So somebody on one of the dark parts of the internet pointed me to a link describing something called, I may have the name wrong, but it's like cocaine-induced Parkinson's. I didn't even know that was a thing. Now, here's the thing. I don't like to believe conspiracy theories because you're always disappointed, right, when you find out, damn, I fell for that one. But they're so appealing. They're just they're so persuasive. So that's how I look at the theory that the Clintons did so much cocaine in the 80s, and there is a thing called cocaine-induced Parkinson's, apparently, according to the internet. So that could actually be an explanation for some of what we see, but probably not, right? It just looks really convincing, but probably not. She is way healthier than most. Well, she's more active than most. I don't think she's healthier. It's a fun theory. It's a fun theory that probably has a basis in truth. If you said to me, is there a youngish political group in the 80s who did some cocaine, I would say probably. I'm sure Kennedy was snorting, and just probably. Really? So you gave Parkinson's to rats? Philippines president, I don't know enough about that guy. Yeah, Kennedy was just a walking cocktail of drugs. What was the news I saw today about? Oh, I saw that the CNN poll was alleged by the folks on MSNBC to be skewed, meaning that they oversampled the adult white male population, I think, or just the white population. And MSNBC said, well, we haven't had that percentage of white people voting recently. The last election was a smaller percentage. So all they did was adjust the numbers for the smaller percentage of white voters that seemed historically accurate and said, haha, it changes the result. It makes Clinton win if you change the sample size. And my first reaction to that was, wait a minute, did you just accidentally discover the size of the shy Trump voters, the hidden voters? Because think about this. If you're actually calling around, and it's somewhat random, you're reaching a certain number of people who say, yeah, I'm going to vote. And then you take your survey and it looks like Trump won. And then you say, no, you're not going to really have all these white people voting. It'll be more like past years. But here's the thing. The survey actually asked them. It asked them in person, are you voting? And that percentage of white people apparently said yes. The way they choose their sample is not scientific. And therefore, the populations they look at are not representative of who will vote. But wouldn't that make all the polls useless? I mean, if you could, I don't know how many people were interviewed, but if you could do 1,000 random people and not get anything even close to a slice of the public that looks representative, then all the polls would be useless, right? But if it's true that the only thing you have to do to change between does Trump win and Clinton win is change the number of white voters, and it looks like that when you ask them directly, there's a lot of them that are going to vote more than ever. But if you look at it compared to history, it's way more than ever. I mean, that's the point. Aren't those the shy Trump supporters? White Obama. Yeah, sorry about that connection. Oh, I didn't hear about Putin. They're only calling Obama phones. James Comey's reputation, not so good at the moment. There's a Bravo poll. What's that say? Is Trump running unopposed? Well, that's the story, right? So they're not using the word as much as I am on the news. Bravo says women love Trump. Huh. So Putin's driver was killed in a car crash. Well, it's possible that that's just all it was. It's also about 25% possible that it wasn't. I have multiple routers. Trump wins married women, Clinton wins single women. All right, I saw that the other day in the stat. So let me put it to you. Why do you think that single women like Clinton and married women like Trump? Now, there's an age thing, obviously. The younger you are, the less likely you are to be married. But do you think there's more to it? And there's also a Republican thing. Republicans may be more likely to invest in marriage. Age and dependence on state, yeah. So the people who think they need help look to the person who's more likely to give it to them. Yeah. Single women are married to the state. Yeah. All right, it got ugly when I asked that question. Yeah, I just wondered what you'd say to this. I was just reading your comments here for a moment. Married women don't need Uncle Sam to be their husband. All right. The imaginary glass ceiling. Here's what I think. I think that Clinton is a symbol for single women, a symbol of their power in society, and they like it. If you're married, you just, you've got your life figured out, and you're, at least for the moment, you're probably just deeply into your whole family situation. That's your top priority. But if you're single, you look around your world and say, what would make me happier? And maybe it's Clinton's policies. Certainly there's reason to believe that would be true. But I think some of it is, how does it make me feel? And this for the same reason that African Americans voted for Obama. I think single women probably are a little more, let's say, a little more interested in a symbol that raises their own brand. And I think they think Clinton will do that for them. 19th Amendment? What's that one? Get the news now. Clinton trades barbs. Let's see what the news says. All right, we're going to play Trump versus Clinton again. I'm going to start with, what we're going to do is I'm going to randomly pick a news channel and see if they're talking about Trump at that moment or Clinton at that moment. CNN. CNN. Is it Trump or Clinton? Trump or Clinton? Trump, 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 Trump. All right. It's one Trump. Let's try MSNBC. Trump or Clinton? Trump or Clinton? Random guy. Is he Trump? All right. That's 2 for 2. CNN. Trump or Clinton? Trump or Clinton? Clinton. 2 out of 3. Well, it's right back to Trump. So actually, all right, they were actually showing Clinton in a story about Trump. 3 for 3. That's 3 Trumps. 3 Trumps and 1 and 0 Clintons on that attempt. No, this is not a scientific experiment. Yeah, Fox was Trump also. I did them. All right, I have to go do some work. Did I do CNN twice? No, I didn't. Did I? Fox News. Yeah, it's a tie. Tim Kaine and Trump. Although you could argue that a Trump outranks others. Clinton. Split screen. Can't get more fair than that. I'm using so Comcast has a voice option. You just hold it down and tell it what you want to do. It's pretty amazing, actually. It's actually the only way television now because it's so hard to find a channel. I mean, if you don't know what you're looking for, it's really hard to discover anything these days. Too many options. All right, I'm going to go. Got to work. Got to draw a comic. See you, folks. Bye. Oh, I don't have a link to the CNN interview. I think I wasn't interesting enough. Honestly, that's actually the real reason. I don't think they make all of them into links. And my time got compressed by whatever the news story was that day. So we basically didn't talk about anything useful or interesting. So even if there was a link, I probably wouldn't show it to you. It wasn't my most successful appearance just because time was limited and we didn't talk about much. It's getting addictive? Good. All right, we'll see you folks later.